Not everyone needs every product that is out there in the market.
How people actually are damaging their skin instead of helping their skin. Welcome everyone to the podcast of Aster Clinics. Today we're going to talk about skincare and we're going skin deep. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dafnila. I'm a beauty blogger and licensed skincare therapist here in Dubai, practicing for over 3 years. And today I'm very grateful to be here with Dr. Harshal, who is a specialized dermatologist, and I'm very excited to talk about all skincare topics.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me, Dafnila. My name is Dr. Harshal Ranglani. I'm working as a specialist dermatologist at Aster Royal Clinics, and I'm very excited to be here. And let's get started.
Yes, so as you all know, when we talk about skincare, today we live in a sea of information. You find skincare information on TikTok, social media. If you type in any topic on Google, like you hardly know what to believe, where to search, or know what actually works for my skin. As an influencer, I try to stay up to date with the whole beauty industry because it keeps evolving. This beauty industry has new skincare technologies, new ingredients. So it's important to stay up to date. So personally, I do a lot of research to stay up to date. What about yourself?
Yeah, so I agree, Daphne. There is a lot of misinformation out there. There is a lot of noise out there. And as a dermatologist, I feel it's my responsibility to educate my patients so that they're able to make informed choices about their skincare. And I truly believe that skincare need not be very complicated. With a few basic products, with a very basic skincare routine, you can make sure that your skin stays healthy and glowing. And that's all that's needed. And of course, we live in the world of social media. Everyone's online all the time. So, of course, there's a lot of information being bombarded at us. But there are professionals who can help you decide what's best for your skin.
Whenever it comes to your skin, that you always consult with a professional. So either a dermatologist or a licensed skincare therapist, because nowadays you can find everything online, and the problem is that people don't know what are the actual effects or the causes of the products that they're using. So first things first, now it's a big trend on TikTok and social media about the Korean skincare and glass skin. And people are buying so many different products, trying different things because they think, oh, if I use this product, I will immediately have a glass skin, flawless. In my opinion, it's almost a bit unrealistic expectations. What are your thoughts about this?
I absolutely agree with it. I don't think it is physiologically possible to achieve glass skin in every individual. There are too many variables at play. There's genetics, there's your environment, there's just the way the skin behaves physiologically. So, no matter what you put on your skin, it's going to be very hard to achieve that level of glass skin. So, especially with all my patients, the first and foremost thing that I like to do is to understand what they expect out of skincare. It's very important to have realistic expectations from your skincare routine, from your skincare products, because what we see on social media is very different from what we can actually achieve. In real life, real skin has texture, real skin has pores, and that's completely okay.
Everyone would like to achieve flawless glass skin, which unfortunately is unrealistic.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, what you want to do is work with your dermatologist or a licensed professional to make sure that your skin gets the skincare that it needs. Not everyone needs every product that is out there in the market. And at the end of the day, once you are able to figure out what works best for your skin, you listen to your skin, you will be able to achieve healthy, glowing skin.
Exactly. So I think it's very important, like you said, when it comes to your skin, it's your biggest organ, that you consult with a professional, a specialized dermatologist, a licensed skincare therapist, to understand your skin type and what are your skin concerns.
So the kind of products and the skincare routine that you would want to use would depend on your skin type, your where you live, and also whether you have any existing skin conditions that you want to be taken care of. For example, if you have pigmentation, if you have acne, if you're prone to tanning, if you're prone to getting sunburned. Based on these factors, we can decide what your skin needs. But the backbone of any skincare routine is a good cleanser, a good moisturizer, and a good sunscreen. These are the basics. And then, of course, from here, you can add on actives based on what your skincare requirements are.
So, like a skincare routine, you can make it as long as you want or as many steps, but the key is a simple skincare routine to start with a cleanser that matches your skin type. So if you have a more oily skin, you can use a more acne prone cleanser. If you have a dry skin, maybe a cleansing balm, for example. So cleansing is the first thing which is important. The second one, obviously, it's a serum or a moisturizer that you hydrate your skin. Personally, what I always advise people, hydration, especially here in Dubai, I think we can advise this to all people, is that hydration is really important with this heat. And one of the key ingredients that is really important is hyaluronic acids. What are your thoughts on hyaluronic acid?
So one thing I'd like to add here is being in Dubai, we're indoors all the time, and there's always the AC which is on,
Yes.
and the because of the low humidity indoors, the skin does tend to get dehydrated. So it's very important to use a good moisturizer. When we're using hyaluronic acid, one thing to remember is that you need to layer on a moisturizer on top of it.
Definitely, yes.
Otherwise, it can actually end up dehydrating your skin further, because hyaluronic acid needs to bind to water, it needs to absorb moisture, and if it's not getting it from the air around you, it's going to get it from the deeper layers of the skin, and this can actually leave your skin dehydrated, sensitive, red, irritated. So it's very important to layer on a hyaluronic acid serum followed by a rich ceramide containing moisturizer. And another tip which I always give to my patients is using a humidifier if possible. Having a humidifier in the room that you're in, at work, at home, this will really improve your skin quality over a long period of time. You will be able to notice the results.
So I really like the tip, what you just said, of having a humidifier at home, because personally, I'm very cautious about my skincare routine. Although I believe the beauty industry keeps evolving and innovating, so you have to stay updated. But this is really good. I should get one myself at home too.
It is also something that helps patients who have sensitive skin or who are prone to eczema or dermatitis. This will really improve the skin quality, the skin
Yeah.
texture, and the skin hydration, of course.
That's good. Very good. Thank you for this tip. Let's not forget nutrition, because what you eat and how you take care of yourself, also your mental well-being, has all effect on your skin. So most important to always consult with a licensed dermatologist or a skincare therapist to really get personalized advice, understand what is your skin type, what are your skin concerns, so you can get a professional advice, know which products to use, because we understand there is a sea of information. It doesn't matter whether you go on Google, YouTube, social media. You sometimes don't even know where to look anymore. But always keep in mind the key is healthy and glowing skin, which is achievable for everyone.
I completely agree, Daphne, with this. And at the end of the day, I feel all of us need to have realistic expectations from what our skin can look like. Real skin has pores and texture and pigmentation, and that's completely normal. And of course, I agree with you when you say that the goal needs to be hydrated, healthy, glowing skin, and not necessarily glass skin.
So we're going into the next topic, which is Dr. Harshall's hints for achieving healthy and glowing skin. When we talk about a skincare routine, some of you are thinking, okay, what is a skincare routine? A skincare routine is basically the steps of the products that you will use in a routine. You have a nighttime skincare routine and a morning, but your nighttime skincare routine is actually the most important because your skin is resting overnight. So Please give some advice when it comes to a night skincare routine. What will be in general applicable for all people? Which products or which steps to use for a basic nighttime skincare routine?
So, when it comes to a basic nighttime skincare routine, the first step is, of course, cleansing. Individuals who use a lot of makeup may require double cleansing. Now, again, there's a lot of talk of double cleansing out there, but not everyone really needs it. If you're exposed to a lot of dust, pollution, or if you're heavy on makeup, you will need double cleansing just to get everything off completely. The first step usually is an oil based cleanser, and the second step is a water based cleanser. After cleansing comes your active ingredients. So you may either use a serum containing an active ingredient targeted towards your specific concern. For example, if you're suffering from acne, you may want to use a salicylic acid based serum a couple of times a week. The other days, you could be using niacinamide. There's also other active ingredients or prescription products that your dermatologist may have given you. Now, these come after cleansing. And then the third step would be moisturizing. At night, it's extremely important to use a rich, thick moisturizer if you have dry skin to really seal in all of that. And apart from that, if you have acne, you may also need to use a moisturizer which is oil free to go along with your prescription products. So, again, the kind of routine that you have for the night would vary based on your concerns and your type. But cleansing followed by your active ingredient and then your moisturizer, these are the basic steps.
And personally, I think a nighttime skincare routine, it's also a time that you take for yourself. It's so important to incorporate this in your daily routine because nowadays we're so busy with work, with projects, going from A to B, and we forget about ourselves. For me, taking care of your skin is also a form of self care, of self love, that you do take this maybe 10 minutes for yourself where you just take off the day, prep your skin for the next day. And here we're just talking about skincare products, but I think in general, for healthy and glowing skin, there are more things involved and are important to have this radiant, glowing skin. What else is important to take in consideration?
So, the most important thing is your skin, the way your skin looks depends on what you're feeding your skin and how you take care of yourself in general. Your skin is a reflection of your overall health. So, what you eat, how much sleep you get, your stress
Yes.
levels, all of these will have an effect on what your skin looks like. Any vitamin deficiencies, any vitamin D3, B12, iron deficiency, all of these can show up on the skin. So, what you're feeding your body is equally, if not more important. I would actually go a step ahead and say it is more important what you're putting into your body rather than what you put onto your skin at the end of the day. And getting your 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single day is important because, again,
Yeah.
if your sleep cycle isn't the best, it can cause a change in your cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone. Cortisol is the stress hormone. And then this can show up as various skin issues. And I also find that a lot of times, the way your skin looks and any kind of skin concerns that you've been facing over a few months would generally relate to your lifestyle.
I would definitely agree. You can see by someone's skin most of the times what they're going through. Like you said, there's so many factors. If they don't get a lot of sleep, if they have stress, if they're not eating healthy, not doing sports, like it reflects on your skin. So it's actually everything has to be in balance.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. And for example, if you're someone who's heavy on sugar, dairy, processed food, all of this can show up as acne breakouts, congested skin. You may get breakouts on the back, on the chest as well. And as a dermatologist, I feel like it's almost like a superpower to be able to look at someone and tell exactly the kind of lifestyle that they may be leading or for example, if they've been unusually stressed, this also shows up on the skin in many different ways. And another example is if someone is spending a lot of time out in the sun, if they're driving quite a bit, again, there are subtle ways that this can show up on the skin. While we're talking about sunscreen use, I'd like to add that there is a very common myth that you don't need to be using sunscreen when you're indoors. You don't need to be using a sunscreen when it's cloudy. But this couldn't be further from the truth. As long as you're indoors and there is a window and you have natural sunlight coming in, you need to be wearing a sunscreen, especially in a place like Dubai. Apart from that, when you're also driving, the glass does not really block UVA rays, which are responsible for pigmentation and signs of aging. So, again, it's important to be wearing sunscreen when you're driving or even when you're indoors. If your office or your home has large windows and you're getting a significant amount of sun exposure.
I think in general, it's so important that you take a moment for yourself to take care of your skin. This is part of self care. I even call it a part of self love, that you treat yourself with the right skincare products, the right skincare routine to take care of yourself. And this has to be in balance in what you eat and what you do. Are there in general any big no goes when it comes to skincare?
I think the most important thing which we see a lot of is smoking. I think
Yeah.
in general, we underestimate the effect smoking has on the skin. There are studies out there to show that smoking can definitely cause acne. In it can increase the risk of pigmentation following this acne. We
Oh
know
no.
smokers' lips are grayish in
Yeah.
appearance, but apart from that, smoking and the free radicals which are generated from smoking can not only accelerate aging but also increase the risk of overall pigmentation on the face.
Yeah.
And while we're talking about this, I'll also like to add the effect of alcohol consumption on your skin. Now, one or two drinks every now and then is fine. But if you're someone who regularly enjoys their alcohol, you may want to consider cutting back on it, because again, there's so many ways that alcohol can affect your skin. It can cause your skin to be dehydrated, it can cause breakouts, it can just cause your skin to be more reactive. You can almost tell when someone's drinking quite a bit because of the way their skin looks. There's also a medical condition very similar to acne called rosacea, which shows up as redness on the cheeks, on the nose, on the forehead, and this is again directly linked with alcohol. And another thing, for those who enjoy their cup of coffee, keep it to a minimum. Maybe 2 cups a day is the right amount, but anything more than that, we know that caffeine can not only dehydrate your system, but then because it's a diuretic, it also dehydrates your skin. You lose a lot of water. So if you're someone who's drinking a lot of coffee throughout the day but you don't understand why your skincare is not working for you, you may need to look into these other factors. So at the end of the day, when I have a patient coming in to me for a consultation, these are the few basic points that I also go over them, because I feel like any dermat consult is incomplete without these, without touching upon these factors. So your, whether you're smoking, whether you're drinking, your caffeine intake, your diet, specifically dairy, sugar, and processed food, and your level of exercise and activity, and your
Definitely.
sleep.
Your body is a temple and you should treat it like it's a treasure. Very good tips. Thank you so much.
And while we're talking about diet, I would like to add that it's very important that your diet is rich in antioxidants. So, foods like berries, fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, all of these contain a large amount of antioxidants, and then these reach your skin and they're able to protect your skin from within. So, what sunscreen and what vitamin C serums do for you from the outside, antioxidants in your diet can do for your skin from within. So, if you're really looking to add something to your diet for your skin, this would be the best thing. Another thing is having a good source of good fats in your diet. So, avocados, nuts, seeds like pumpkin, chia, flax seeds, all of these are a very good source of good fats, which then again get incorporated into your skin and keep your skin hydrated and moisturized from within.
So let's do some skincare confessions because we're still learning along. So a few years ago, I had some acne on the jaw of my face, And I was a bit confused what it was. It wasn't really acne because you have different types of acne. It's like, these white, small pimples. Like when you touch it, it just feels a bit like a rough surface, but it's not a pimple. And I was really clueless. I was like, why do I have this on my face? I'm using skincare products. Like I was watching all these YouTube videos and they're like, you need to use a toner, which actually has so much alcohol and fragrance. And my skin got irritated. And I didn't know what to do. So afterwards, I stopped taking dairy because acne can come in different forms and have different causes. And it went away, which is amazing. And I also started using niacinamide. And as you can see now, I barely have any acne or not at all anymore. So, what are your thoughts on this?
So what you just described sounds like sandpaper comedones. Basically, the oil glands are connected to the surface of the skin via these ducts. And for whatever reason, if these get clogged, if your skin is making excess oil, or if there's barrier damage at the top, it can clog the pore and then cause accumulation of dead skin and oil and bacteria under the surface of the skin. And this is a very common presentation of acne.
Yeah.
And what you did was right. Niacinamide is something that can help with clogging of pores, acne, redness, all kinds of issues. And the best treatment in this case would actually be a prescription product. So anytime this comes up, you can consult. You know now that you can consult a
After I did so
professional.
much
You've learned your
research, yeah. Niacinamide is a key ingredient that will actually help regulate the oil excess in your skin. Also, I stopped taking dairy because it has so much hormones, and nowadays you can find a lot of substitutes
Yeah.
for the dairy products, and that really works. And not only me, I have some friends as well. They talk about these DIY skincare hacks. And I think they're going viral on TikTok, on social media. What are your thoughts on this?
There's no evidence to say that DIY hacks work. In fact, more than being useful, they can actually damage your skin. They can cause all kinds of side effects like irritation, pigmentation, scarring. In fact, I sometimes see patients who bought products off the internet, bought very high concentration chemical peels, used them at home
Oh
without proper
no.
instructions,
Yeah.
without really understanding how they work, and they've ended up with first degree, second degree burns. So I absolutely do not recommend buying stuff off the internet and using it on your skin. It can be extremely dangerous and leave pigmentation and scarring, which is extremely hard to tackle.
Yeah.
And another thing to remember would be any products that you're buying, make sure you get them from licensed pharmacies, or if you're buying them online, it should be from
The retailer
the
itself,
retailer.
don't go to any third parties. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But a little bit more about these DIY, because even me, it doesn't matter whether I open TikTok and or Instagram. You see these people, they're trying to make masks of lemon, of oranges. They mix it with honey or even with coffee to do a mask. Like, we know, as we have a medical background, that it's even better to eat the fruits than to put it on your skin. But what can we advise to the people? Because so many people, they don't have this background and they believe anything they see. And I think this is a bit of the problem nowadays with social media, because people see this and they're like, oh, if I mix coffee with honey and I scrub my face, I'll have glass skin, while you're actually, I think, damaging your skin.
Absolutely. So lemon is one, lemon juice is one ingredient which is very commonly applied to the skin. Now, lemon juice is actually very acidic. It can irritate your skin, and it can also react with sunlight and cause a chemical reaction on the surface of your skin. It's something that we call phytophotodermatitis.
Oh,
So
whoa.
lemon juice is basically phototoxic, and it can lead to severe pigmentation and scarring on the skin.
We don't want that.
So, yeah. Absolute no to apply any kind of juice to your skin. Just drink it up instead.
Yes.
And also coffee masks are also being used quite commonly now. Coffee beans, the ground coffee, it can be quite abrasive to the skin. It can irritate your skin, damage the skin barrier. You may be able to get away with using it on an area like the back, where the skin is thicker and much less sensitive. You may use it on the arms and the legs, because it may not damage the skin here as much. But on the face, coffee grounds are too abrasive.
Definitely. Like in general, you have to be so careful because the skin of your face is more thin. Whenever I see these do-it-yourself skincare hacks, like I'm like, no,
No,
no, don't do
no.
this because, like you said, it's better to eat the fruits, eat the vegetables, make a juice of it instead of putting it on your face.
Yeah.
Another trending topic that I saw, like when I saw it, I was in shock. It's this, they take any oil, like from baby oil or olive oil, they put it all over their face. And after they take a hot towel and they just leave it on their face. And they believe you get glass skin. And when I saw this, I was like, this
Yeah.
cannot be true. Can you please share the effects, the damages that we're doing if you do this as your proper nighttime skincare routine?
Yeah, so this was a trend quite some time back. I would not recommend using any kind of oil on the face. Oil is very comedogenic, which means it's able to go into the pores and clog the pores, and it can actually cause acne breakouts. It can even irritate the skin, aggravate your existing skin conditions. So there's much better ways to take care of your skin rather than using any kind of oil on the face, especially if you're used to using oil on the areas of the body such as the arms and the legs. You may still be able to get away with it. It's fine. Here there are other concerns of maybe folliculitis, but still the side effects aren't so bad as they would be on the face.
Definitely. So, all the DIY or do it yourself things, don't. Oil, use it for your salads, for cooking. And I think we need to take off one more thing because a lot of people they assume good skincare equals expensive skincare, which is not true. You can find different skincare products for different prices, and it has more to do about what's inside the ingredients rather than the price. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, definitely. So there's many options across different budgets available for every kind of skincare product and even active ingredients. Your skincare does not need to be expensive. It does not need to be from luxury brands for it to be effective. Any dermatologist, skincare professional will be able to provide you with good skincare products available at a budget, and these are all drugstore products. So all you need is a consultation and your basic skincare routine can be in place within a budget. You do not need to splurge on skincare.
One of a trending topic or another trending topic is chemical peels. Nowadays, you see a lot of over-the-counter chemical peels, physical exfoliation, chemical exfoliation. What is the difference?
So the basic difference between them is that physical exfoliation involves using microbeads or microgranules to cause exfoliation of the outer layer of the skin, which is basically dead skin cells,
Like a scrub,
like a
yes?
scrub.
People call it scrub as well,
Yeah,
yeah?
so coffee-based scrubs, or you have these
Apricot, I think. Yeah.
apricot and microbeads, but they're actually plastic and they are now being banned in a lot of countries.
Oh, wow.
So
So it's recommended recommend it or not recommend
I
it?
would not recommend using physical exfoliants because the scrubs, they can be quite abrasive to the skin. Again, they may end up irritating your skin, causing micro tears. They can also be a point of infection if you have particularly overdone it, over
Yeah. Could it
exfoliated.
even damage your skin or your skin
Yeah,
barrier?
absolutely. They can damage your skin barrier, and it's just better to stay away from physical exfoliants. Chemical exfoliants, on the other hand, use a small amount of concentrated acid. Which
Okay.
is then applied to the skin, and there's two types here. There's the AHAs and BHAs. So the AHAs are basically alpha hydroxy acids, and these are able to exfoliate the superficial layers of the skin. They can help with concerns of pigmentation, fine lines, wrinkles, and
And can any skin type use AHAs?
apart from sensitive skin, I think people with acne, pigmentation, mature skin, all
Okay.
can benefit from AHAs. But what is important is the formulation that you're using. So if
Okay.
you're using a face wash containing AHAs, it's fine because the contact time will be less, but you will still get some effect.
Yeah, and you wash it off, so maybe it's less harsh for
Yeah,
your
it's
skin.
less
Okay.
harsh, and of course that's something that you can begin with. Later, you may want to incorporate a serum into your routine. With any kind of exfoliation, it's always best to go low, go slow. So don't start off using 20% glycolic acid. Don't start off using 25% glycolic acid. You're just going to damage your skin barrier. What you can do is maybe start using an exfoliant containing an AHA once a week, once in 10 days. See the
And what is
effects.
the recommended percentage? Because, nowadays people, they search online and they find so many things. If we talk about AHAs, what is there a percentage like, or any recommendation you can give the viewers? What should they look for?
So for glycolic acid being used at home, I would not recommend anything more than 10 to 12%. If you
Okay.
want to go beyond 12% to 15, 20, 30, then it's best to see your dermatologist and
Okay.
get a procedure of chemical peeling done. Here we use the same product, but it is done in a controlled manner. So we actually time how long the acid is in contact with your skin. So the effect is very controlled, and your dermatologist will constantly be
Yeah.
looking at your
So we
skin.
don't recommend this for people at home. So if people would want to buy, it's 10 to 12%,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Okay. And BHAs, on the other hand, because there's a difference between the two, AHA is basically for the upper layer of the skin. And what about BHA?
So BHAs can benefit people with very oily skin, acne, clogged pores, because BHAs are basically variants of salicylic acid. Now, salicylic acid is able to go deeper into the pores and unclog them,
Yeah.
release all the oil.
Does it work with blackheads and whiteheads? This is
Yeah.
like a good product to use. So if you have oily or acne prone skin and you have whiteheads and blackheads, it's recommended to use BHA.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. A BHA containing face wash or a serum.
Okay. And is there also a percentage that they should take in consideration?
2 to 4% for the face is fine. Anything
Okay.
beyond that, no. Even face washes containing 1% salicylic acid to begin with in summer, because again, you don't want to irritate your skin too much. Another thing when it comes to chemical exfoliation is use of PHAs. Now, these are the newer molecules which are available. They're very similar to alpha hydroxy acids or AHAs, but they're far more gentle. They do not make your skin too dry. They don't strip it of its moisture. They leave your skin hydrated. And the ones available now are gluconolactone and lactobionic acid. Without getting into details, these are basically PHAs, and they're available now in face washes and toners. So if you're someone with sensitive skin looking to exfoliate your skin in a gentle manner, PHAs are the way to go.
So PHAs are the new thing.
Yep.
And people can get this also in the pharmacies, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, very good. And did you ever had, as a dermatologist and a client or anyone coming that has been using chemical peels wrongly and had severe side effects?
Yeah. So I always say that chemical peels are a wonderful treatment option, but they can also go very wrong. So I've had someone who had used a specific, very high concentrated peel on her face, and she ended up with second degree burns on her face.
Whoa.
So, this is something that we all need to be careful about. Chemical peels can be used very well, they can give you wonderful results, but they can also be pretty harmful. That's why always see your doctor in order to get these done.
Definitely. So, guys, be careful when it comes to chemical peels. Really take the percentage in consideration and always consult with a licensed skincare therapist or dermatologist before, so you're not damaging your skin, but you're actually supporting your skin. So we're coming to the final part of the podcast, and we still have some questions from the audience. So we're going to do rapid fire questions, and we just want to hear your opinion as a doctor and specialized dermatologist. First one. Imagine you get stuck in a desert island and you're only allowed to bring one skincare product. What would you bring?
I think that's tough, but it would be a 10% niacinamide serum for sure. It's my holy grail product that I'm always with.
Yes.
And what about you?
I think I would go for hyaluronic acid. I'm all about hydrating the skin, but you know what? I think what is
Of
more
course,
important?
sunscreen, sunscreen,
Sunscreen. We're forgetting
sunscreen.
about sunscreen. I
Yeah.
mean, if we're on an island, it's even more
Yeah.
important. So if we had to choose between these two, I cannot choose. Hyaluronic acid,
Of
sunscreen.
course, sunscreen. Of course,
Okay,
sunscreen.
you're
But
right.
then that's a given. Apart from that, we're taking,
Fine, you convinced me.
yeah.
It's sunscreen. What is one skincare mistake you've ever made?
I think at this point I'm embarrassed to share it, but
It stays between us.
I've used a pore vacuum. So it's basically this device which you apply
Yes.
to the skin, and apparently they claim it sucks out the debris
I've seen
from the
those. You
pore,
can buy them in shop.
and these just gave me the worst bruises.
Not
No,
advisable.
no.
Well,
What about you?
I don't know if mine is more embarrassing, but I was trying also all these chemical peels at home,
Yeah,
and I did this. There's this red peel,
yeah,
and afterwards my skin was already, I would say, damaged, and I thought, you know what? Let me cleanse it with a toner full of alcohol. You
yeah,
cannot imagine how my skin looked,
yeah.
and it was burning. I ran into the shower just to wash it off. It was horrible. Next question. At what age did you start using skincare?
I think when I was about 17, that's when I first started using sunscreen, and that's about it. I've built it up from there.
I think me the same. I was around 16. I think my mom, she bought me like a simple cleanser to wash my face. Uh, in the evening, I had some pimples, and during the day, only sunscreen. If there is one lifestyle tip you could give the audience for healthy and glowing skin, what would it be?
I think get your 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single day. But I am also inclined to say go off sugar. I know it can be almost magical.
Yeah.
Going off sugar, the kind of results that you will be able to see on your skin. So, sleep, sugar,
It's hard to pick
yeah, it's
one,
hard to pick
right?
one. Yeah.
I think for me, definitely exercise. I think for people, they are underestimating the effects of doing anything. And I'm not saying force yourself to go to the gym. It's more find something that you like, whether it's going for a walk on the beach, doing yoga, running, anything that you like, but it's so important for your mental well being to do something active
Yep.
to stay, I would say, physically, mentally healthy. So, what is your skincare philosophy?
So I would say try not to stress yourself out over skincare. Skincare need not be this complicated. At the end of the day, trust the process. Make sure you're seeking out the right experts. Have the experts guide you on your journey. Embrace your skin the way it is, while also trying to make it healthier and do the best for it. Treat it with love and care, and it is going to show on your skin eventually.
So, my skincare philosophy is skincare is self care, it's self love. So really take this moment. It's not about just putting the products on your skin. It's really, at the end of the day, it's a moment you take for yourself. It's the time where you take off the day. It's like yeah, a moment of self care that is just for you, where you pamper yourself, you spoil yourself, because you deserve healthy and glowing skin. And it doesn't have to be complicated, it's achievable for everyone just by incorporating this in your daily skincare routine and be consistent. Thank you so much, Dr. Harshaw, for today. It was such an insightful experience learning a lot more about skincare, healthy skincare tips, lifestyle, and what to do to achieve glowing and radiant skin. So, thank you so much for your time and sharing all your knowledge. And I'm looking much forward to the next episode.
Thank you so much for having me, Daphne. It was really fun. And yes, I do hope we can do this again.